Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today I'm going to be picking a Paclock 90A. Let's break into it. So this is a green belt level lock on the Reddit karate belt ranking system for locks, and it is considered what I would consider to be an intermediate level lock. If you can pick green belt, you are a certified lock picker. Now this particular 90A has been whooping me for the past 6 months. I purchased this lock back in August and I haven't been able to pick it since until last night, and I realized it has a secret. And I want to show that to all of you. So this lock has 6 security pins. So 6 security driver pins, which is a mix between serrated and spooled. And it has 6 key pins that are all security as well. I think this 6th driver pin, so the 6th pin stack, that driver pin I think is actually standard because it is a bump stop pin, so to keep somebody from bumping this lock and from comb picking it as well. So this is the key, that's the bitting. That's not super important. I didn't need the key to be able to get into this after I figured out its little secret. So let me show you what I was doing wrong for 6 months that was completely making me doubt all of my skill sets. So I'm going to take a Covert Instruments flat bar in 50 thousandths, and I'm going to start applying clockwise rotation. I'm going to take my Covert Instruments rounded hook in 20 thou, and let's see if we can get any feedback here. So I got nothing on 1, nothing on 2, got to click out of 3, got to click out of 4, click out of 5, and nothing on 6. So I'm back to 1, little bit of movement out of 1, nothing on 2, nothing on 3, click out of 4, click out of 5, click out of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that's what happens. I'll set maybe 2 or 3 pins, and then I just feel absolutely nothing in the core. So what do? Well, we have 2 options. One, I can put less tension, or I can put on more tension, because that'll give me a little bit different of not necessarily a binding order, but some pins may not be ready to bind unless I apply more rotational force. Some pins are binding incorrectly because I have too much force. But let's go ahead and just try a little bit more force. So big click out of 1, actually, nothing on 2, big click out of 3, big click out of 4, big click out of 5, and nothing on 6 at all. In fact, it felt mushy, like I was oversetting it. But I'm not going to pull back. I'm going to see if I can get some more pins set. Click out of 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think 5 is set and 1 is set, but I'm not getting any feedback from any more pins. Every single pin in here feels light, and that tells me I probably overset pin number 6. So I can sometimes manipulate that core, not by pulling back, but by pushing back right here and just dropping a couple pins. But I'm going to tell you, because the one thing I learned after the past 6 months is this lock just likes to play whack-a-mole with me. And every time I set 1 pin, I'll drop another pin. And then once I have 3 pins set, all the other pins just feel dead. And I'm not getting anywhere with this lock. But I'm going to show you a little secret here. This particular lock has this face here, this guard. This guard is for retention of the key and knob that is inside this lock, but it also serves the purpose as being an anti-drill guard. That being said, I can only rotate my key, not to the left, I can only rotate it to the right to manipulate the locking pawl to release the shackle. But we're going to do some voodoo magic on this. I know that I can actually rotate that plug if I'm careful and I'm paying close attention. So I'm now going to pull back on this, my flat bar here. I'm going to go picking in the counterclockwise rotation. And what I'm doing is there's a little tolerance here between my flat bar and that guard. I'm going to be paying attention to that because I don't want this turning tool to get in my way. I want to be able to get rotation here. So I just want to show you real quick what I figured out about this lock. So nothing on 1, nothing on 2. Click out of 3. Counter rotation on 4. Click out of 4. Moving on 5. Click out of 5, nothing on 6. Click out of 1. Click out of 2. Click out of 3. Counter rotation on 4. Click out of 4. Pin 5. Nothing on 5. Pin 6. Click out of 6. Click out of 1. Nothing on 2. Nothing on, wait, we're on pin 3. That felt like counter rotation on 3. Pin 4. Click out of 4. Pick out of 5. All right, now I'm going to pull on even more tension here. Nothing on 1, 2, 3, 4. Counter rotation on 5. Not ready. 6. 6 is set. Back to 1. Huge click out of 1. 1 is set. So I think 1, 5, and 6 are set. Let's go to 2. 2 is set. Number 3. Counter rotation on 3. Definitely a spool pin. A lot of movement in the core on 3. Let's go to 4. I think 4 is the last one. Oh, huge click out of 4, but I just dropped something. So let's go investigate. Here's pin 1. Click out of 1. Let's see if we can keep going. Dang, huge click out of 1. I'm in a false set now, and I'm feeling that false set when I touch pin 2. Moving out of 2. See if we can get it to set. It's in a false set now, in the opposite direction, of course. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, I'm on pin 4. Okay, you gotta click out of 4. Let's go back to 1, see what we dropped. Definitely set pin 1. I'm still in my false set. Pin 3. Pin 1. Oh man, I'm so close. Make sure that it's not completely picked. It's not. Pin 4. Look at all that counter rotation there. I dropped something. I'm in a false set. That was 3. And we're back on 1. But 1's the culprit. I bet this is the pin. It was the pin. Yep. So I got a pick. It's funny. Sometimes when I just have 1 pin left, I can feel it. You can just tell. All right. So I have the plug rotated. So essentially I have the core picked, but we're not going to actually be able to activate the locking pawl by going a counterclockwise rotation. It's not designed to do such a thing. So I'm going to take my plug spinner here, and any plug spinner will do. I'm going to load it in the direction that I picked the lock because I want it to rotate in the opposite direction. I'm going to move that plug at such a high speed, those pins are going to jump past that shear line, but then I'm going to give it a little bit extra oomph, and I'm going to hopefully unlock this lock. So let's give this a try. So gently, delicately, carefully insert this all the way into the back of the lock. All right. And away we go. Ready, set, go. Boom, got it. That's how I solved the Paclock 90A. Now, is that normal? I don't know. I don't think that's what most lock pickers are going to do, but when in doubt, turn around and try picking in the opposite direction, but always have a plug spinner on you. Now, here's how I had actually figured this out. I didn't figure this out while picking it in a vise. I like to pick while sitting on a couch. I like to pick my greenbelt level locks while sitting on a couch. And I was actually using my Covert Instruments ergonomic turning tool in 50 thou in this direction. And out of frustration, I was like, you know what? What if I can pick it in the opposite direction? So sometimes I'll actually pick like this. And once I started getting some good feedback and feeling some good binding pins, I'll pick like this. Sometimes I'll pick like that. I decided to go for my left-handed Covert Instruments turning tool to pick in hand because this is a padlock. So this is how I was able to solve a padlock that I would have been able to find naturally in the wild, which is I was able to pick it just like this, but for demonstration purposes, and I didn't want to sit here for 20 minutes, I decided to go and pull out my flat bar. But if you are encountering padlocks in the wild, if you prefer to pick padlocks in your hand and you don't own a table vise, or maybe you don't like the idea of using a table vise, you can totally get all the feedback that you need by picking in the reverse like this. Alternatively, it may even be more comfortable. I didn't even try this, but it may even be more comfortable just to pick it Euro profile cylinder type and just pick with the lock upside down in that fashion. But I felt more comfortable with it in this fashion. So that being said, there's always more than one way to get into any type of lock. There's always more than one. And all I did was just change up the sequence of the binding order by picking in an opposite rotation. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below, was that pretty janky? Did you already know about that? Did you know you could do that with a lot of different padlocks where you can pick it in one direction and pick it the other way? That's something I've actually been doing for the past 10 years. I started doing that on American lock padlocks. I would pick in the left direction. However, do understand there are some locks that will not let you go in that direction because of the way the tailpiece interacts with the internal locking mechanism and the anatomy of that particular lock. And I think I may have even bricked a couple locks by accident doing that, but so user beware. But let me know in the comments down below if that was a good technique or not, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Mr. Sandman, bring us